Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this space created just for you. A space where we acknowledge the unique journey you're on. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale hope, exhale worry. Let's center ourselves, grounding our energy in this present moment. Feel the air filling your lungs, bringing with it a sense of calm and renewal. Today, we're talking about the journey of being a stepmom, a role that's often underestimated and misunderstood. A role with no manual, no map, no clear-cut instructions on how to navigate the complexities that arise. It's a path you forge yourself, one step at a time. You step into a story already in motion, a narrative that has been unfolding long before you arrived. With its own history and rhythms, its own set of inside jokes and cherished memories, understanding this history is key. Sometimes you're met with walls you didn't build, barriers erected out of fear, loyalty, or simply the unknown, and silences you don't understand, unspoken rules and hidden resentments that can make you feel like an outsider looking in. It can feel isolating, like you're the only one experiencing these unique challenges. But you are not alone. There are countless others who understand exactly what you're going through. There's a global sisterhood of women, a network of support waiting to embrace you. Walking this same path, feeling the same mix of joy and apprehension, the same hopes and fears. You chose to build a home, to nurture, to create a safe and loving environment for these children, to expand your definition of family, to open your heart to a love that is both challenging and deeply rewarding. This journey asks for strength, patience, and grace, qualities that you possess in abundance, every single day. It requires consistent effort, unwavering commitment, and a whole lot of love. Let's acknowledge the courage it takes just to show up, to face the challenges head-on, to keep trying even when it feels impossible. But let's also celebrate the magic, the unexpected moments of connection and joy. The moments when your stepdaughter surprises you, when she lets her guard down and shows you a glimpse of her true self, with kindness that takes your breath away, a gesture of love that melts away all the doubts and frustrations. These are the glimmers of light, the small victories that make all the hard work worthwhile. That remind you why you embarked on this journey, why you chose to open your heart and embrace this unique role. Today we'll share stories that fill you with pride and hope, stories that demonstrate the power of love and connection. These are stories of stepdaughters, young women with their own dreams, fears, and unique perspectives, who, in their own way, reveal the depth of their hearts, their capacity for love, forgiveness, and understanding. So open your heart, let these stories in. Allow yourself to be inspired, to be moved, to be reminded of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit. In their experiences, you'll see a reflection of your own evolving family, the challenges you've overcome, and the love you've created. You are doing the work of love, a labor of the heart that will shape not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Carol's relationship with her stepdaughter Maya was distant for 2 years, quiet corridors, closed doors. Carol tried everything, but Maya remained a fortress. Doubt weighed on Carol, making her question if she'd ever truly belong. Then, on an ordinary Tuesday, Carol was sick and alone. She awoke to Maya gently placing a cool cloth on her forehead, a simple, quiet act of care. In that moment, Maya saw Carol not as an intruder, but as someone who needed comfort. The invisible line between them cracked open. That small gesture was the first sign of connection, a seed of something new. Breakthroughs don't come with fanfare, they come in small human moments. Be open to these gifts, they are the beginning of your shared story. Notice the cracks of light, they chase away doubt and promise warmth to come. This is how connection begins. Susan and her stepdaughter Chloe. Theirs was a relationship etched with unspoken tensions, a delicate dance of expectations and uncertainties. They had a tense relationship, a constant undercurrent of awkwardness that neither seemed quite able to navigate. It was a challenge for both of them, a daily negotiation of boundaries and feelings. Chloe loyal to her mom, a bond that time and circumstance couldn't diminish. Her mother was her rock, her confidant, the unwavering presence in her life. Susan always feeling like an outsider, perpetually on the periphery of a family that wasn't quite hers. She often wondered if she would ever truly belong. At a family barbecue, the air thick with the scent of grilling meat and the murmur of conversations, the underlying tensions threatened to bubble to the surface. A tactless aunt, fueled by curiosity and perhaps a bit of mischief, asked Susan awkward questions about Chloe's real mom. The question hung in the air, heavy with implication. Susan felt exposed and embarrassed, as if her deepest insecurities were being laid bare for everyone to see. The warmth of the day suddenly felt like a burning spotlight. Suddenly, Chloe intervened, a surprising act of defiance that shifted the atmosphere in an instant. Standing between Susan and the aunt, a silent declaration of solidarity. She planted herself firmly, a shield against the intrusive questions. "Susan is my family," Chloe declared, her voice clear and unwavering, cutting through the murmur of the crowd. "She's not my mom, but she's my dad's wife, a part of our lives, someone who cares for us, and we love her." Her words were simple yet profound, a testament to the bonds they had forged. "These questions are rude." Her gaze was firm, her message unmistakable. The conversation stopped cold, the festive atmosphere replaced by an uncomfortable silence. Everyone present seemed to hold their breath, waiting for what would come next. In that moment, a shift occurred, a subtle but significant realignment of their family dynamic. Chloe transformed from adversary to fierce defender, a protector of the home she was helping to build. She claimed Susan as family, not just by blood, but by choice, by loyalty, by love, drawing a protective circle around their blended home, a sanctuary built on mutual respect and affection. That day, everything changed, the landscape of their relationship forever altered by a single act of courage. Chloe's loyalty washed away Susan's insecurity, replacing it with a newfound sense of belonging and validation. Family isn't just about blood, it's about the connections we forge, the people we choose to embrace. It's about who you stand up for, who you defend, who you choose to love unconditionally. Chloe stood up for Susan, a gesture that spoke volumes about the depth of their evolving bond. It was a declaration of belonging, an affirmation that Susan was not just a stepmother, but a cherished member of their family. Susan saw Chloe as a young woman of character, strong, compassionate, and fiercely protective, a lioness in the making, ready to defend those she loved with unwavering courage. That moment redefined their family, solidifying their bond and creating a new chapter in their shared story. Sometimes love is claimed in a single brave act, an act that echoes through the years, shaping the very essence of a family. We look for big moments, but real transformation is built from tiny acts of kindness. Think of David, a stepdad struggling to connect with his quiet stepson Leo. David loved sports. Leo loved fantasy novels. One day, David bought a book by Leo's favorite author and started reading it himself. Leo noticed. "You're reading that?" he asked. David nodded. "The first chapter is pretty great." That was it, a small stone laid in their bridge. Soon Leo started conversations about the book. David entered Leo's world, not by forcing his own interests, but by honoring Leo's. Connection is built on these small efforts. It's about saying, "Your world matters to me." Tiny gestures are the glue of blended families. They create real, lasting bonds. Sometimes you get a moment of pure clarity, a sudden shift in perspective. Maria worried her stepdaughter Jessica was disengaged, always in her room, barely speaking. At Jessica's school talent show, Maria expected a group act. Instead, Jessica performed her own spoken-word poetry, raw, emotional, brilliant. Maria realized Jessica wasn't sullen. She was an artist, an observer, a poet. The inner world Maria longed to access was right there, on stage. In that moment, Maria's worry turned to awe and pride. She saw Jessica not as a problem, but as a remarkable soul. The aha moment, seeing your stepdaughter for who she truly is. Sometimes the connection you seek is already there, just waiting to be seen. Let go of expectations, celebrate her uniqueness. That's when real understanding begins. There's a special joy, a unique sense of fulfillment in witnessing your stepdaughter's success. It's a privilege to watch them grow, to see their hard work pay off, and to know you played a part, however small, in their journey. It's a victory not just for her, but for your whole family. It strengthens the bonds you've worked so hard to build. Karen supported her stepdaughter Emily's soccer journey for years, always on the sidelines, cheering her on, rain or shine. For a long time, Karen felt like a spectator, an observer, not a true maternal figure, unsure of her place in Emily's life. She wondered if her efforts were truly making a difference. Then, in Emily's senior year, after countless practices and nail-biting games, her team won the state championship after a tense shootout, the culmination of years of dedication and teamwork. Amid the explosion of celebration, the cheers and the confetti, Emily ran past everyone, her teammates, her friends, and hugged Karen, sobbing, "We did it!" In that single word, Karen understood. She was part of the team, part of the family. Not just an observer, but a vital piece of the puzzle. All those years of support, the early morning practices, the pep talks, the unwavering belief had not gone unnoticed. They had built a foundation of trust and love. Emily made sure Karen knew the victory belonged to her too, a public acknowledgement of the bond they shared. Success is sweeter, infinitely more meaningful, when it's shared with those you love. These moments, these shared victories, blur the lines between step and bio. They solidify your bond, creating a connection that is unbreakable. You are not just a spectator in their lives. You are an active participant, a source of strength and encouragement. You are part of the we. Celebrate these shared triumphs, big and small. They are the heart of your blended family, the moments that define your unique and beautiful story. We think we're here to teach, but our stepdaughters often teach us. Brenda, a perfectionist stepmom, wanted every holiday to be flawless. One Christmas, everything went wrong. Dry turkey, delayed flights, broken ornaments. Brenda felt like a failure, retreating to the kitchen in defeat. Her stepdaughter Lily, just 9, handed her a drawing of their smiling family. "This was the best Christmas," Lily said, "because we were all together." In that moment, Brenda learned family isn't about perfection but presence. Lily's wisdom cut through Brenda's anxiety. Our stepdaughters remind us what truly matters. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from the youngest hearts. Family is about being together, not getting everything right. The goal of a blended family is unity, when his and my become our. Sarah's stepson Ben was getting married. For years, Sarah and Ben's mom, Diane, kept a polite distance. Ben wanted both women to walk him down the aisle, together. On the big day, Diane turned to Sarah and said, "Thank you for loving my boy all these years." As they walked Ben down the aisle, the walls between them crumbled. They were no longer rivals, but partners in raising a wonderful man. In that moment, it wasn't about two houses. It was one family, one heart. Love, when given freely, multiplies. The seams disappear. That's the true unification of family. To every stepmom, your journey is valid, your love is powerful, your efforts are seen. You're not just building a family, you're creating a legacy. You're teaching a child about the true nature of love. Chosen, resilient, unconditional. Notice the small things, the saved cookie, the inside joke, the shared smile. These are the foundation of your blended tomorrow. There will be hard days, but don't let them eclipse the light. Remember the stories, the cool cloth, the fierce defender, the poet, the shared victory. These are real, not fairy tales. Have faith in her heart and in your own. Your story is still being written. The best chapters may be yet to come. Lead with grace and an open heart. You are a bridge builder, a creator of family. Walk forward in that truth. A beautiful tomorrow awaits.